Hello, third grade. Welcome back to Read Aloud. We have a new book today that you may have seen before. This book is pretty popular. It is called One Plastic Bag, Isatu Sise and the Recycling Women of the Gambia. This is also a nonfiction book, but it's told kind of like a story. So, as we read this and when we finish reading and you're answering your questions, I want you to think about what kind of book is this similar to? Okay, it is nonfiction. This is a true story, but kind of like what does it remind you of? Okay, so let me just go down here so you can get a better view. One Plastic Bag by Miranda Paul, illustrations by Elizabeth Sunot. She also has some interesting illustrations. You can see she did draw some things here, but she also added other materials and then took a photograph of it, or maybe scanned it. So she's using different materials for her art. One Plastic Bag. Nijao Gambia. Isatu walks with her chin frozen. Fat raindrops pelt her bare arms. Her face hides in the shadow of a palm leaf basket, and her neck stings with every step. Warm scents of burning wood and bubbling peanut stew drift past. Her village is close now. She lifts her nose to catch the smell. So she lives in Africa in a place called Gambia. She's saying, oh, the rain is so big, right? It's like hitting her. The basket tips. One fruit tumbles, then two, then 10. The basket breaks. Isatu kicks the dirt. So this tells me that she might be feeling frustrated because she kicked the dirt, right? Something silky dances past her eyes, softening her anger. It moves like a flag, flapping in the wind, and settles under a tamarind tree. Tamarind is a type of fruit. Some people use it for cooking. Isatu slides the strange fabric through her fingers and discovers it can carry things inside. She gathers her fruits in the bag. That's so lucky for her, right? Because her basket broke, but now she can use this bag so she can carry her fruit. So that's very lucky. The basket is useless now. She drops it, knowing it will crumble and mix back in with the dirt. So since her basket is made from materials that are from nature, if it mixes with the dirt, that means it will eventually just go back to nature. 4 goats greet Isatu as grandmother Mbombe emerges from her kitchen hut. Hurry in before the rain soaks your beautiful Mbuba. Isatu scurries in, and grandmother serves spicy rice and fish. I love that. Rain drums on the creaking aluminum roof. I broke your basket, Isatu confesses. But I found this. Plastic, grandmother frowns. There's more in the city. So she feels like maybe she's going to disappoint grandma. I think I can tell by her face. But grandmother frowned. She says, oh, plastic. Wonder why she wouldn't like plastic. Day after day, Isatu watches neighbors tote their things in bright blue or black plastic bags. Children slurp water and wanjo from tiny holes poked in clear bags. Market trays fill with minties wrapped in rainbows of plastic. The colors are beautiful, she thinks. She swings her bag high. The handle breaks. 1 paper escapes, then 2, then 10. So now she's using her bag, but this bag broke also. She's noticing many more people using plastic as well. Isatu shakes sand off her papers. Another plastic bag floats by and she tucks her things inside. The torn bag is useless now. She drops it to the dirt, as everyone does. There's nowhere to put it. So she gets another plastic bag, but she threw the old plastic bag just on the ground. Day after day, the bag she dropped is still there. One plastic bag becomes 2, then 10, then 100. Plastic isn't beautiful anymore, she thinks. Her feet step down a cleaner path, and the thought floats away. So now there's so much plastic. She's like, that's not beautiful. That's not beautiful anymore. Years pass, and Isatu grows into a woman. So here she was just a little girl, right? She lived with her grandmother. So now years pass, and she's a woman. She barely notices the ugliness growing around her until the ugliness finds its way to her. So now she has her own baby, and it seems like something is still following her. Isatu hears a goat crying and hurries toward grandmother's house. Why is it tied up? Where are the other goats? Inside, the butcher is speaking in a low voice. Many goats have been eating these, he says. The bags twist around their insides, and the animals cannot survive. Now 3 of your goats and so many other goats in the village have died. So the goats are eating the plastic, and it makes them sick and they can't survive. Grandmother Mbobe's powerful shoulders sag. Isatu must be strong and do something. But what? Isatu's feet lead her to the old, ugly road. A pile of garbage stands as wide as grandmother's cooking hut. Mosquitoes swarm near dirty pools of water alongside the pile. Smoke from burning plastic stings her nose. Her feet back away. So it's really smelly, there's mosquitoes, and it doesn't look nice when there's all kinds of plastic and all kinds of trash. Goats scamper past. They forage through the trash for food. Her feet stop. She knows too much to ignore it now, because she knows that if these goats eat that, then they're going to get really sick and they can't survive. Holding her breath, she plucks one plastic bag from the pile, then 2, then 10, then 100. So she grabbed 100 plastic bags. What can we do? Isatu asks her friends. Let's wash them, says Fatim, pulling out Omo, soap. Moram grabs a bucket and Incha fetches water from the well. Peggy finds clothespins and they clip the washed bags on the line. So this reminds me kind of like doing laundry if you don't have a washing machine, right? So they're using soap and water and they're washing them and then they have to hang them to dry, kind of like clothes when you have to hang clothes. As the bags dry, Isatu watches her sister crochet. She's crocheting right here, like making something. Can you teach me? Wow, yes. Her sister shows Isatu the stitches, then hands her a metal tool. Isatu's fingers busy themselves. In, out, around. Jerry Jeff, thank you. Isatu finds a broomstick and carves her own tool from its wood. What is that for? Fatim asks. Isatu pauses. She and Peggy have an idea. But will their friends think it's crazy? Will the idea even work? Nervously, she explains the plan. I wonder what her plan is. What's her crazy plan? What do you think her crazy plan is? I think it has to do something with plastic bags, but what do you think? Let's see. They're cutting, wrapping around. Looks like they have this tool here. One friend agrees to help, then two, then five. The women cut bags into strips and roll them into spools of plastic thread. Before long, they teach themselves how to crochet with this thread. So they're making something, they're crocheting here. Nakaligebi, asked grandmother. How is the work? Nadanka, Nadanka, answers Isatu. Slow. Some people in the village laugh at us. Others call us dirty. But I believe what we are doing is good. The women crochet by candlelight, away from those who mock them. So even at nighttime, they're working on something. Now it looks like there's a bit of a sneak peek. We see they're making something, but some people are like, ew, that's dirty. But they already washed everything. Until the morning comes when they will no longer work in secret. Look at that! From plastic bags, right? It's like a bag or a wallet, and they made it really nice with this pattern. Fingers sore and blistered, Isatu hauls the recycled purses to the city. One person laughs at her, then two, then 10. But then, so she has all these plastic purses her and her friends made. She's taking them to the city. One woman lays dalasai coins on the table. She chooses a purse and shows it to one friend, then two, then 10. Soon everyone wants one. So all these ladies, they have different styles of purses. Now everybody wants one. Isatu fills her own purse with dalasi. She zips it shut and rides home to tell grandmother she has made enough to buy a new goat. When she passes by the pile of rubbish, she smiles because it is smaller now. She tells herself one day it will be gone and my home will be beautiful. So now there's just a little bit of plastic bags. And she's like, you know what? One day it will all be gone and our home will be beautiful. And one day it was. So she was able to clean up her entire farm so that the goats don't eat the plastic and it doesn't look all ugly and smelly. And there her son is big now. This has a glossary of how to say different words, and these are the real women. That's Isatu and her friend who are crocheting the plastic bags. So this was a different kind of story about climate change, right? We read our first story about global warming, then we read Seymour Simon's book, and we also read about what Greta's doing to kind of slow climate change or stop climate change and global warming. But this woman's doing something different, okay? So as you answer the questions, think about what is she doing differently? And how is that helping to stop or slow down climate change and global warming? See you later.